morning, goeiemorgen.
Good morning.
I gotta say, she just arrived.
I almost didn't make it.
Good morning, Madeleine. And somebody else who says good morning there. Guys and girls, good morning. This morning, we're talking, can I tell you what we're talking about? We're talking about jobs in New Zealand. Easy.
Okay.
Okay. But how does the partner adapt that comes with no work?
Okay.
All right, got that. So that's quite important. I speak to a lot of people, and all my customers are basically asked the same questions. Um, I can see who's got the job, and I can see who hasn't got the job, and I ask them how did they adapt. Um, are they currently struggling? And I'm not just talking struggling to find work. I'm talking struggling inside, because it's here that your sense of self worth is being attacked. Actually, is that the right word there? Um, Sometimes people feel that they are useless. They have come from South Africa, and they have had a good job there. They did well. They are not teenagers anymore. So they're in this point of their life where um, they could basically do do the best job that they can do in their specific field. But suddenly they come here and they run against this wall, and this wall is normally called you do not have Kiwi experience. Okay, that is the most violent word you can think of on this planet. Really, I promise you.
Violent.
And she was one of those victims, actually, to be quite frank. You applied for quite a few jobs.
Yeah, I applied for about 3. Um.
And all within her field. So it's not that she thought
mm,
she's grand and go and do some brain surgery or something
Yeah.
like that. It was all in the field. And she's been working in that field for many, many years. And
Yeah.
suddenly she came here, and the thing was Kiwi experience. Up until today, I've got to say this, I've tried to find out what Kiwi experience is. I don't
What does it mean?
understand that.
Yeah. I don't
Could
get
you,
it
could you
either.
find it?
No.
It's been 4 years, guys and girls. 4 years I've been searching for what Kiwi experience is. If you know what Kiwi experience is, please let me know.
I think it's probably got to do with integrating within the Kiwi culture. Probably.
Uh,
I think it is a little bit different. Although the people that I speak to, it's not really that much different from working anywhere else in the world.
no, it isn't. If you talk to South Africans, you ask them what do they do otherwise than what they were doing back in South Africa. They'll tell you it's basically the same thing. Sometimes the systems are a bit slower or older or
Yeah,
stuff.
the systems are
Yeah,
different.
and
But I mean, the systems you learn wherever you go. So
that's as
that's
easy
not.
as that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I still don't know what Kiwi experience is. So to be quite frank, I'm stupid um, in that area of life.
I think it's probably easier, should I say, for when the couple comes over and it's the man that works and the woman that has to look for a job
And something else as
than the
well.
other way around.
Yeah, I think especially the guys that needs to rely on their partners or wives now to get the job, keep the job, and they got to be home daddies. Is that the right word? Home daddies. And the problem there, it's not really a problem, but I think in the man's self worth, it would have taken a heck of a lot from me. And I'll be quite frank. It would have. It
I
would have
think
really.
especially from the older generation,
Yeah.
I'm talking people.
I'm not older generation.
We are. When we grew up, it didn't work like that.
No, it didn't
You
work.
know,
Mommy
things
sat at
changed
home.
a lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
mommy sat at home. So
So I know of quite a few guys that came over that their job was to look after the children while the wife was working, and it's not a you get that a lot. It's not a
it's not an uncommon thing. Yeah,
yeah.
but I take my hat off to those guys.
It's
because
hard work, eh?
it's hard work, eh? It's hard work. Except looking after kids. It's hard work to sit at home and be the home daddy and be, how can I say, content with that?
Yeah.
Is that the right word? Being
Well, I
content?
must say it's really hard work to stay at home, especially in New Zealand, because you don't have someone cleaning your house.
Yeah.
So whoever's at home, even if it's the dad, you have to clean the house. You have to sort the kids for school and for whatever. You have to sort the food and the cooking. So it's really it's not a humiliating thing to do. If I
And
can
it's not
say it
that like
that.
those dads go fish though. Like,
No, they
should
wish they
probably,
can. They wish they
should
can.
probably. The wife should buy a bloody boat, man.
Mm.
Somebody just saying it's brutal if the wife gets a job and the husband stay home and cannot work. Something else I also see, and you guys must not despair with this. And I'm actually talking to the men now. Let me talk to the men a bit. I see a lot that the ladies get when they come in their visas, they get much higher pay than what the guys get. And for a period of time, I know that that would have been an issue for me. I would have never said, I would never have said to you that it's an issue for me. But inside of me, it would have been
You
an
would have
issue.
felt like that.
I would have felt that I'm not giving my best. If that's the right word. I don't want to put a negative connotation to that because I'm glad that there is women who can take the reins and bring their husbands here.
The thing is, whoever can get the job,
Mm.
got to take the job and just come.
Yeah, but it's
You
so
can't-
important that you don't fall behind and say,
Yeah, no.
because I can't get this high-paying job, I'm not going to come.
You just come. If
Come.
you really
2 years down the
want to
line,
come,
you can
you
get
come.
the job.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
I know, I don't know what visa it is, but some people come and then they're not allowed to work until they get some other kind of visa. I don't know what it is.
I'm not even going to go on the visa side, but
No, but mostly, both can get a job. So that's
the problem is, in this country, both people actually needs to work.
Yeah.
Just to make ends meet for the
Yeah,
beginning.
it is expensive to live.
Expensive,
Yeah.
yeah. And if both people work, it just takes the, how can I say, the burden off.
Yeah, the
off
one.
people.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to put that. I want to put this up there. My wife is a physiotherapist and met the requirements of a senior physio in her company and had to work as a junior physio due to lack of QA experience. It is so, and until they get their resident visas, then they become different people. That I've seen. That I've seen as well. I just got something on the other side. Andre's skull saying there, it's all about seeing the issue as an opportunity. It is, Andre, it is.
Yeah.
But as a man, and I know most men would feel this, they would feel a bit, it's not really our worth.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
Can I be very harsh?
You can be very harsh. Please be very harsh.
Just get over yourself.
I know. And that's a problem. That's a problem.
I can promise you, for the women, it's not a problem.
No, but remember this something. Most of the men coming here have been the main supplier for the family in South Africa, and now suddenly that, how can I say that way of living has been taken from them. Now they got to sit back and actually go, oh, mama, I wanted $30 to cut my hair.
Yeah. Andre also says, in our case, I became a home dad. Bronwyn found a job, but it gave me an opportunity to start my own business. She subsequently resigned and now is working in the business.
You see, Andre is a clever guy, eh?
You see?
He let the wife get the opportunity, he made a bigger opportunity, and now she's the boss again.
Yeah, but you know what? It's all about staying positive and making the best of it. If you want it, you can have it.
And you should not despair, guys. If this is the only way to get you to New Zealand, do that.
Vincent also says it's tough to start over, but it literally takes only 2 years to get back on standard. And that is true.
I want to fully agree with Vincent on the 2 year period. I think the first year is a hectic year. It's just you just need to find your feet, and most families struggle to find their feet within a year period. So after the first year, year two, it's already better. I think the kids adapt the quickest, and then hubby and wife, they start to adapt and they start to get used to the new circumstances and the new way of whatever, who's working, who's not working. And then roughly about 2 years down the line, and I'm just saying roughly because I'm not an immigration advisor, then the residence really comes through. And once residence has come through, the one that doesn't have or didn't come with their job, now the field is way open for both of them, basically.
Yeah.
So they can become whatever they want to in this country. So,
but getting back to how does your partner cope now?
How does your partner cope? So that is a big thing. Especially when you go out there and you put CV after CV, and there's a lot of people on Facebook, and a lot of my clients have gone the exact same route. They put out CV after CV after CV, and they were absolutely flabbergasted because nobody was interested in them. And it's not that they are bad people. These is highly trained, specialized people in their field.
Yeah.
So,
I know of someone that came here. He's a highly qualified guy. His partner got the job, also a very good job, and he was a bus driver
yeah,
for
yeah.
quite a few months.
I actually thought, wow, this took a lot of courage.
And
A
he
lot
has
of courage.
always been a very highly qualified guy in South Africa. Um,
He's actually currently his wife's boss now.
you see, you just have to give it some time. You just have to give it some time. He cleaned the house. He was
Yeah.
the daddy, and he was a bus driver for as long as it took for them to get over
It's settled,
that.
yeah. Yeah.
So you just have to come with the mindset that doesn't matter what life throws at you. You just got to do this and work through this, and just support each
I want to
other.
read that. Sorry, this is on the other side, so I can't pop it up here. Vincent saying it's tough for the men if they are not the main breadwinner. That's how we are brought up. It took about a year or two before I surpassed my wife's salary again. It's just because the man has to start over and build his reputation, connections, and find something similar to the job he had in South Africa. And that is absolutely, absolutely the truth there.
Mhm.
It does take time. It
Yeah.
does take time. Somebody else saying, uh, SA experience is better than Kiwi experience, in my opinion. I fully agree with that, but
Yeah, you can't say
this
that.
is not
This is
the
not.
way it works on the
Yeah.
island. Yeah.
I think what is probably hard for the person that stays at home while the other one is working, I think you kind of feel like you're left behind.
Yeah.
Because whether it's the wife or the husband goes to work, gets to meet people, gets to settle into the environment, and you stay at home, you don't get to see a lot of
Yeah.
people, you don't get to meet new people. And it can be really hard, especially if you're struggling to find a job as well. Your mind plays funny jokes on you, so
Yeah,
you
I
may
know.
start to think, maybe this is not the best place for us to be.
And the problem is, once that happens, if hubby comes home, unfortunately, he is the sounding board. Is that the right word? He's the sounding board. He receives your problems, and he's
Yeah.
got to cope with that as well. He's just coped with the whole company's problems falling apart, and he comes home and pop.
Yeah, and the other way around.
And the other
Can
way-
you imagine when a
and
wife
the other-
comes home and he says,
Yeah.
all I did today was clean the house
Yeah.
and look after the kids?
Yeah.
It must feel,
It is tough.
yeah, it
It
must
is tough.
feel.
But I
don't
can
think
say
it's
I
good.
think
It's
South
nice.
Africans are winners.
We are.
I think
We're
South Africans
very
are winners.
strong people. We're
Yeah.
very brave people. So if you can just stick it out for a while.
Yeah. Here's another one. I think Kiwis are a bit scared of overqualified people. We can debate that for hours,
Yeah,
but
we're not going to.
let's not go there. But I think it's intimidating if you come from a company that has employed, let's say, 1,000 or 1,500 people, and you pop into a company now that's employing 8 people.
Yeah.
It's intimidating both ways, basically,
Yes.
for yourself as well. I've had people call me over that and say, is this even a real company? How do they only have 8 people? Yeah. But on the other side, you're used to this massive workforce, and now you've got to work with 8 people. It's always a weird thing. Will it work or won't it work?
There's a good example of a
Shall I
very
put that up?
positive yes.
Okay.
We were in the
You
same
can
boat.
read
Harry was the house husband for 2 years, which I must admit was fabulous for him and my daughter's relationship.
Oh, yeah.
I can just imagine because they get to learn how your children actually react when you're not at home. Yeah.
And I've got a stable job, just do it. Just do it. I've seen South African men and women do the weirdest job. I'm talking about the weirdest job in New Zealand just to keep the boat afloat. Really. I take my hat off to those people. I've seen people go kiwi plucking.
Yeah.
And
I must say, at the moment, we were talking about it yesterday, me and a few of my girlfriends. At the moment, because there's no employees at the moment for the
For
kiwi fruit.
$60 an hour.
$60 an hour is what they pay you now if you
Yeah. To the
if
South
you pick
Africans, that is 660 rand an
an hour.
hour. It is hard work. It is
It's
hard
hard
work.
work, but I mean,
The
if I
joys.
didn't have a job now,
I could fire you.
I'll do it. I think it can be
Yeah.
really hard on your body, but I mean, for
I
that
think you
kind
can
of
work about
money,
6 hours there.
and that also,
Yeah.
if you are um, if you don't have place to stay, it includes food, it includes um, a
Yeah,
place to
accommodation.
stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the
So
best in the world,
no,
but
it's
it's
not. But
there.
if
So
you are unemployed,
yeah.
oh my
Probably
word.
just can't pick up there with all your 6 kids and the wife
Yeah.
and the dog and so forth.
No, I'm not talking about that. No,
So
I'm talking about single people.
now, sadly enough, they still don't get enough people to work in there, and yeah, let's not go about
Yeah.
why they don't get enough people.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes partners just have to stick through it, and sometimes partners just
I
have to
think you
take a
must
lot on their
just
shoulders.
because I think it can be really hard on your relationship with your
Mm.
partner as
I
well.
was thinking about that as well,
Yeah, it can be really hard.
especially the partner that's working.
And the other one, it's both ways.
The person that's working has got 8 to 10 hours. If you're in Auckland, about 10 hours, because still got to travel through all the traffic.
Yeah, but what I mean is, I think it's hard on your relationship
Yeah.
with that constant thing. You working, I'm not working. You get to meet people, I don't. I'm stuck at home. The kids are difficult.
And the other person can slowly but surely be felt sidelined.
That's what I said. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
but I mean
feel like
totally
you're left
sidelined.
behind.
Like yeah.
So it can be really hard on your relationship, and that's the thing with immigration.
So,
It's really tough on your relationship. It doesn't even matter if you in the best
yeah.
space
I
ever.
can promise you one thing. If you want your marriage challenged, really challenged, immigrate. That's all.
Yeah.
There's no other. I can't think of any other challenge that is as hard as immigration, because it's not only one day.
Yeah.
It's for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think for 2 years we were up and down the boat, and 2 years in and out, and getting our stuff ready before we were even smoothing it over.
No, it's tough on
Yeah.
your relationship. It really is. So be prepared that it's going to be hard. So
It's going to be a bit of a rocky road.
yes.
You know what's tomorrow?
Worth it?
You know
What?
what's tomorrow?
No.
Tomorrow's the 1st of April.
Oh.
It's normally April Fool's.
Mm.
There's a specific reason why I remember the 1st of April.
Why?
My sister got married. I thought it was April Fool's joke. And then tomorrow, I've been in this industry for 20 years.
Oh, tomorrow
Yeah.
we must go out.
So tomorrow I must do a cake. We cook back, man.
Yeah, you're not allowed to eat it though. I can
Oh
bake
my
it.
goodness, I'm on the diet. The wife took me on the
I'll
diet.
make one of those food cakes. It's just a cardboard cake, and I'll just
That's just,
decorate it for you.
just give me a piece of meat or something like that. Yeah. The partners adjust. I see a lot of South Africans do things that they would never have done in South Africa as well. So I also take my hat off to these ladies who go and clean other people's houses.
They make such a good
They make a good
industry
living.
out of. My word, you should see some of these people.
And I've heard some of the comments of people. I'll tell you later who the specific person is. It's a client of mine who is doing this. And I've heard the comments that came back of her doing houses. It was people were blown away at the high quality of cleaning
that she does.
They said they've never experienced anything like this before. So, yeah, and suddenly she had to do something like that. She was also in the same position that she can't find a job in her current line of work.
I think it kind of just it pushes you in a box that you didn't think you'd ever be in, and it teaches you to just improvise and just do something for yourself.
And that is stepping out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Totally.
Yeah.
So it's important. So this is something that New Zealand will do for you. It will take you out of your comfort zone.
I know of a lady that started to clean houses just herself, she on her own, and she now has a business. She's
Mm.
got ladies, other South African ladies
Yeah.
that works for her, and they have got contracts with banks, and um, it's just
Oh, it's amazing.
amazing what she
And
did.
the thing is, it's not only one. I know of a heck of a lot of women, South African women, who's cleaning houses in New Zealand.
Mm.
And it's not a bad thing. If you're sitting in South
No,
Africa tonight, you're thinking, I will never do that. Don't say that.
but you
Never
know
say that.
what? It's not only in New Zealand.
Yeah.
I was telling him the other day, in South Africa, we were spoiled
We were spoiled.
rotten.
Yeah.
South Africa is one of the few countries where you get someone to clean your house. I mean, look at Linda in the UK. She cleans
Yeah.
other people's houses.
Yeah.
So it's just a South African thing. You just have to get over it. You were just spoiled.
I still struggle with the garden work.
I know you do. I know
I
you
still
do.
struggle with the garden work. Really, it's backbreaking, man. And it's boring. Let's be quite frank. Garden
It's,
work is boring.
it's not really boring if
I can
you
think
do
of
something
thousand
beautiful.
other fishes to catch while I do the gardens.
I'm not going to go there.
Talk about fishing. On Saturday, we're doing our first fishing competition. It's run from Sulphur Point. We had massive uh, prizes given to us. Sterling Finance, Box Shop, Riley Construction, Esconite Bearing, just to name a few. There's a heap of them. Sorry if I didn't name all. Something from home, Andre's company has given us like biltong cutter. Actually, we got some
Oh,
biltong as well. And socks. Yeah,
what?
I'll show you a bit later.
Oh,
We'll open the package a bit later on air. But there's a heck of a lot of stuff that was given to us and that we can put out there, and the prices are great. I
are
mean,
there a few cash prizes as well?
oh my goodness,
Okay.
$1,000 for the biggest snapper.
Okay.
Yep. And for myself, I've sponsored $750 for the biggest kingy. There is a $300 on the John Dory, if I'm right. I think somewhere along
Okay.
the line. But that's
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you are a house husband, you don't know what to do this weekend. Bring your wife's boat to
Yeah.
come
The
fish.
thing is, afterwards, the prize giving and stuff is going to be at the
Tauranga Fishing Club.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
And
gorgeous down there.
it's a lovely place, and they have got a really nice menu. So I think afterwards, even I'm going to go for the prize giving and just have something to eat and just ask everyone to open the gifts.
Someone is saying yes. Well, my friend started off as a housewife, got a job as a packer, promoted to forklift driver, to promote to retail sales, blah blah blah. It's taken a while for them to get the right connections, but something like 2 years.
The thing is, what I can say is, and that is the thing with the most South Africans, we can really work very hard,
Yeah.
and our work ethic is brilliant, and they see that. So if you can just get into
Stick to it.
in somewhere, you will be promoted. They will see your value. It happens all over.
I actually met up a while ago, it's about 6 months ago, with a lady and her husband. And she was a secretary down in South Africa, a normal office admin type of work. And she's driving forklifts. And
The thing is,
I couldn't get the picture of this little lady
Yeah.
sitting on driving that
we
machine.
were
but
saying quite a lot, especially when we just arrived. In New Zealand, you can be whatever you
yeah,
want
you
to
want to
be.
be.
One of my best friends was a gardener for a few people. She got a few people and she did the gardens for a while. You can drive a forklift if you want to.
Oh yeah, but
You,
there's good money
ladies,
in that.
bus driver ladies,
Yeah.
so many of them. I mean, if you can do whatever you
Yeah.
want to do, and you get paid quite a good salary for that.
Especially for these heavy duty stuff like
Yes.
forklift drivers and so on. I mean, I also saw, but this is not, I haven't seen this African lady with her own painting company, painting houses.
Yes.
But this is a lady thing in New Zealand, is
Yeah.
to drive large crews of guys around to paint houses.
Yeah.
Um,
I think with that, it's actually like tiling and painting and stuff. It's a really good job for a lady because we've got a different eye. We see stuff
oh,
differently.
that's what you say.
No, it's true.
Come on,
It's true.
come on. I actually last night when but we have some roadworks in our area now. They do this from about 6 o'clock in the evening till about 10 o'clock or so.
7 o'clock. I drove
Okay.
someone somewhere.
But but I mean that's the time that they are working there. So last night when I came back and the roadworks was just starting to set up, and there was about 4 or 5 ladies busy measuring the road
Yep.
there. So I thought it's not what was in the past perceived as a man's job
Yeah.
only has totally disappeared.
No, you can do
I think it's a
whatever
good
you
thing.
want to, and no one is gonna blink an eye if you tell them that
Yeah.
you
Not-
operate a forklift.
Probably in South Africa
No, they will.
they will,
They will.
but not in this country.
No.
In this country, people working with forklifts, working those heavy type of machinery are actually looked at.
I think what you should do when you immigrate,
to shake South Africa off totally.
you have to forget everything that was South Africa and just start from scratch with what is going on in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're really going to struggle.
Are going to lose it.
Yes, you're really going to struggle. And if your friends at home say, oh, what, you're cleaning other people's toilets? Really?
I think they will get that result from people in South Africa,
Mm.
but you won't get that result
Not
from people in
at
New
all.
Zealand. No. And if you are those person that gives anybody lip about like cleaning other people's houses, you probably should not.
Yeah.
It's just a different country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is different.
All right.
It's a good different.
It's a good different.
So I just want to say before we go, for all the men that has to stay at home while their wives are bringing in the money for you to be in New Zealand, just
Be
think how
thankful.
blessed you are to be here, and don't worry about all the things that's going on in your head. You made it here and you'll get through it. So just stick to the program.
I can, if you now get a very high paid job, I can become a house husband.
Oh my word, yeah, you're gonna do everything in the house.
Yeah, I will.
You
I
don't
will.
know, even know how to operate the dishwasher.
That's not the
so-
problem. I know somebody who's got a cleaning company.
Mm. Funny how you'll then splash the money to clean the house, isn't it?
I'll be out fishing, so
I
it'll be
know.
a win-win for all of us.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys and girls, thanks. There's about 2 minutes left. You want to say anything? You've got an upcoming thing in Napier, but it's fully booked.
Yeah, so.
Oh, okay. Yes, can't even give something away. So if you want some prizes this weekend, bring your fishing rod down to Sulphur Point, register, and probably you can put down a deposit on Daddy's new boat down there. So, and by the way, there's about 4 or 5 ladies going to fish this competition.
Mm.
So it's not a man thing.
I wish one of them to win the
I also
$1,000.
wish, I would just like to. So I'm going to put that on Facebook. I'm going to put that big on Facebook and to say, watch out, guys, watch
Yeah.
out. So let's see what happens. All right, guys and girls, that's us. Gonna love you and leave you next week, same time, same place.
I just want to say we bought our
fine.
tickets to go to South Africa in September.
We're going to South Africa in September for 2 weddings and for 3 weeks. So, yep, and she is very happy she can go.
Yes, I am.
So, yeah, that's what.
Oh, that's easy. I can. Who are you? Just send me your name. We can organize that one quickly.
That's quick. All right, guys and girls, that's us. See you. And before we go to South Africa, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Goodbye.